Hello, Silent Magician's here with me and him. Joking, let's start
But
again.
you can see me and him.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what are we going to talk about?
We'll be talking about cards, top 10 cards in our list that we think Konami could have made better. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about Gate Guardian.
Number 10.
Which is number 10, actually.
Yes. Number 10, Gate Guardian. Well, what can I say about that? Takes too long to set up.
Just like, the Great Moth.
Yeah.
The Moth series.
Yeah. Bleeding. I tried making a deck with the Moss and they are impossible to make. I've even tried it with some of the new cards. I even tried it with Pot of Greed and all that lot, the old cards as well. It doesn't stand up much at all. I find it quite disappointing. They need to have a reboot of some sort. I mean, they've made that Resonant Insect card. Yeah. They made that Resonant Insect card, which lets you add the cards to your hand. But at the same time, it still takes too long to set up. I mean, I've tried that trap card that skips a turn. You know, that moves the turn one forward. Pyro Clock of Destiny.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I tried that as well, and it still not quick enough because you still need the cards, the insect in your hand in order to summon it.
Maybe there should be a card specifically for the Moths that says, like, when this card is summoned, skip 5.
Yeah, that could be very
skip
handy.
5 turns or something.
Yeah.
And then summon it, or summon it regardless of the summoning conditions.
Yeah, they need cards like that. Because the Gate Guardian, what do you think needs?
Gate Guardian needs it as well. Because Gate Guardian, the pieces by themselves aren't so bad because they're level 7s.
Tribute Doll.
Yeah, Tribute Doll is kind of slow, but they're level 7, so it's not so hard to bring them out.
No.
But the Gate Guardian itself isn't really worth the sacrifice of all three because he could just be killed easily.
No,
that's the same problem Ultimate Dragon really had.
Yeah,
Ultimate Dragon really isn't worth 3 blue eyes if you have it on the field. It just is really cool to summon it.
Yeah, so that's why Future Fusion could have been handy.
But that's banned now.
It's banned now, yeah. Unfortunately, I think if Blue Eyes would have an effect, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon would have an effect.
No, Blue Eyes White Dragon should never have an effect.
Yeah,
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Do you mind? If Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon would have an effect, what do you think it should be?
Something that just protects it from being destroyed or targeted, really.
You mean targeting, yeah?
Just prevent it from being targeted and destroyed by card effects, because it won't be destroyed by battle so often unless your opponent has Honest or something.
Yeah.
So, just protect it from card effects, really.
Would that make it unbeatable?
No, it wouldn't make it unbeatable. You can still get around it.
How?
Like, okay, don't make it so you can't target it, at least. Or, let's say if it can't be destroyed by card effects. Okay, if it can't be destroyed by card effects, then you can target it with something like 101.
Yeah.
If it can't be targeted, then you can destroy it with something like Excite Knight or Mirror Force. So make it one or the other.
Okay.
Take it from either being targeted or destroyed by card effects.
Would you reduce the attack power or increase the attack power?
No. Keep it at 4,500.
4,500.
Never change the stats.
Never change the
Keep
stats.
the stats the same, unless you're putting it to 9,000 for some reason.
Well, it
But that doesn't work.
It should have been. It should have been 9,000. It just makes so much sense with 3 Blue Eyes.
All that power and all it gains is 1,500.
Do you wish it had the effect with the 3 heads?
Oh, so when you destroy it, it can't be destroyed the first time or the second time.
Yeah.
Only the third time because it has the third remaining head.
Yeah.
That would probably work. Like, it cannot be targeted, but it can be destroyed by card effects on the third attempt. What about number 9? Valkyrian, right?
Number 9, Valkyrian, the Magna Warrior.
Now, I have a Magnet Warrior deck, and it is a lot of fun to play. But summoning Valkyrian is almost pointless.
Yes.
Except for the effect of tributing it to get the 3 Magnet Warriors back into the field.
Instant XC.
And then XYZ. So the only thing it really helps is for a rank 4 deck in a way.
Yes.
But it doesn't really do much for
you could use
Valkyrian itself. Valkyrian itself doesn't really do much. A lot of the old cards have this same problem, but
yes. Well, I feel sorry, but I think Valkyrian would have been better as a fusion monster in the anime.
Fusion. It should have been a fusion instead.
Definitely.
And then it could, been summoned a lot easier. It probably is.
With polymerization or without polymerization?
Without polymerization.
Just
you didn't use polymerization to summon in the anime.
Just keep the same effect.
Keep the same effect. Just make it fusion.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
I
think that would make it a lot easier, and it wouldn't make it a game-changing card in the current game either. It's not like you'll own the meta.
And use its defusion as well.
That would be cool. But then you can just use its own effect anyway to get the Magnet Warriors out.
Pretty much like Twin Photon.
It has a built-in diffusion, so you don't really need to play diffusion on it.
It's pretty much like Twin Photon.
Oh yeah.
They could have done that. They decided to do it with him. Why couldn't they do it with Valkyrian now?
Well,
that's just the way the game changes. But back then, it was quite a powerful card, even though it was difficult to summon.
You could just play Dark Hole.
Oh, I'd be like that then. I'd be like that.
But I'm just saying, you could still destroy it back then quite easily.
But I know, but
if you go even further back to the starter deck timeline,
It wasn't even out.
Then it wasn't out, but if it was there at that time, then it would be powerful because you have a 3500 Beast thing, and the only cards in your deck that could really get around it would be that Dark Hole that you might draw from the start of it.
Yeah. But Valkyrian you could only get in a Game Boy game. I remember that. And the Magnet Warriors you could only get from PlayStation.
Wasn't it the same Game Boy game that gave you the Valkyrian and the Magnet Warriors?
No.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
I swear it was.
It wasn't, because Magnet Warriors you got in Daughters of the Roses, which I got, which is a brilliant game. And the Valkyrian was a Game Boy game, which I can't remember the name for it.
I could have sworn Valkyrian was in it.
But Valkyrian, you get Harpy's Feather Duster as well, and I think a Metal Morph, but all in Secret Rare as well. So
Metal Morph was in Secret Rare.
Yeah,
I do not recall that.
Well, where have you been for the last?
And I've been playing the game since it started.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Just goes how long it's been.
Yes, it has. So we all agree Valkyrian should have been a fusion monster.
Definitely.
Okay. Right, number 8.
Yeah, number 8. Graceful Dice.
And Skull Dice. Yes.
Now, if Skull Dice had its anime effect, it might be
very splashable.
It might become, it would be splashable, and it might be considered considerably
awkward for
too
calculation
powerful at the time. I mean, now it wouldn't be so much of a big deal.
No.
But it might have been considered too powerful at the time. And I guess people don't like to multiply or divide much.
Well, people use calculators.
Yeah, I know. So it's not.
Just use a calculator. It's only,
I don't see what's wrong with just adding multiplication to the game.
I know, and it's only divisible.
They want to keep the math simple.
It's only divisible from 2 to 6. You can't. I mean, even though it might have a 25.
But then again, the game. I mean, I know the game when it first came out was aimed more at. 8 plus. Did it say on the box, or was it
3 plus?
No. That was later. That's now. That's now.
That's a shame.
Before that, it was like 7 or 8 plus.
That's
what it said, but now on the boxes it's like 3 plus, which makes no sense anyway.
No.
So I don't see a 3-year-old ever understanding how to play this game.
I never seen a 3-year-old read.
So let's.
I mean, I'm 22 and I still struggle reading.
Oh no, how can you?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think with the dice, I suppose with the skull dice, they didn't want to make it a recurring number if it couldn't be divisible. If something like 2500 divided by 6, you'd get like something around 418 point something.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
So do you think it should have been times 300 instead?
Yeah. Maybe reduce. Yeah, maybe reduce it by a higher number.
Instead of times 100, make it times 300.
Well, I think with the graceful dice, I think it should have kept the anime effect because
it times the original attack of 500 or less.
Yeah, so it should be quite easy. So yeah, I think with skull dice, I think they should have made the number of the takeaway much bigger than 100.
Yeah, 100 is just useless.
Yeah, I think 300 would have been much better.
300 would have been.
500 would have been too much.
What's another card that was on our list? The next one.
The Ancient Lamp.
Oh, the Ancient Lamp. Yes, I would have preferred this to be a trap card.
Yes, so
just
much
like
more.
It would have been so much more fun to use.
Yep.
Rather than a one-time effect that just activates while it's set.
You still got Book of Moon.
I know, but your opponent then knows what that set defense is in a way.
I know,
and they just have to attack with one monster on the field.
Yeah, but the one advantage with the Ancient Lamp monster effect is you can special summon Jin from your hand.
But then a trap could have added that effect if they wanted to.
But I think the trap card would have been much cooler.
Now, another card that was very disappointing.
Oh, Mesmeric Control.
This was terribly designed.
Number 6.
How often are you going to use this card?
Number 6.
Even back then, how many people use it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean,
they didn't come out in English till
Dinosaur deck. Yeah, till like much later anyway.
Yeah. But I don't see what that card would have been handing the Dinosaur deck for.
Ultimate Tyrant, I guess, maybe.
Possibly.
The combo with that or something. So, or with Black Tyrant, keep their monster in defense, and then you can use Black Tyrant to attack your opponent directly again next turn. But then your opponent probably would have summoned the monster anyway to ruin that.
That's true.
It doesn't stop them from summoning another monster to ruin that formation.
It should have been made like a quick play shadow spell. Number 5.
Mimic Illusionist.
Yeah, aka Copycat.
The original Japanese name, I believe, was Mimic Illusionist.
Yes,
so
it was.
I think that was actually a better name as well.
Yeah, and we will involve in this conversation Grave Robber.
Oh yeah. Grave Robber is another card that probably should have been a lot better. I mean, you don't have to pay 2,000 IPUS was a bit too hefty a cost.
That's true. That's very true. How much would you be willing to pay?
1,000.
No more.
No more, no less.
Most people would like less.
I would like less.
Most people would like less. Yes.
No more. No more
than 1,000. And the thing is, with Grave Robber, you got to keep it in your hand
for one turn.
And
it's a trap, so it's slow.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the actual card at hand.
Yes.
Copycat.
Copycat.
Or Mimic Illusionist. This card should have kept its anime effect where it should have just been a level 5 monster that you can play as a spell card.
What a Joey's
Which would have been
card.
so interesting to
It
play
would
a monster as a spell card back then. Like,
Yeah.
this is the only monster that can be played as a spell.
It's pretty much like a doppelganger.
But now you have pendulums which can play as spells as well.
Yeah.
But this is back then.
Yes.
Back then it would have been so much.
Like, what do you think?
And it's still the card from the opponent's graveyard. How awesome was that?
Yeah, maybe it should have been a pendulum monster. Card they released in the future.
Be remade as a pendulum monster called Mimic Illusionist.
Yes, that'd be quite cool.
And it contains that same effect. But then some people might say it's a bit too powerful.
Yeah, but it's.
But then your opponent can run it too, really. But
I find I find the one problem with the copycat we have today is that it has no attack and defense points.
But then so does the anime one have no attack defense.
Yes, I know.
It has 100 defense.
I know, but it should have. I reckon it should have had a question mark as an attack instead.
Why?
Because
it make it unsearchable.
Yeah, true. It would have made it unsearchable, but the chances it's only a level 1, so you get 1 for 1, things like that.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and then because with a question mark, its attack will become the one monster on the field, and then if it's used cards like Shrink or something like that, it'll take the half the attack it's got. But if it's got 0 attack,
it'll go back to 0.
It'll go back to 0. Yeah, so it'll be completely useless. Which I've suffered that defeat before.
How often will Shrink be played against Copycat though?
That's true.
Ignoring the video game.
I'm an old fuddy duddy. I love using the old cards.
Okay, alright, we've got that card. So let's talk about the next card on our list. Revival Jam.
Number 5.
Revival Jam.
Yes.
That's one of Merrick's key cards in the anime.
They should have made the Egyptian god card slime with it.
I think slime one where you fuse it with Obelisk or Metal Reflect Slime.
Metal Reflect Slime. And give it an infusion monster.
But then that would be another trap card with a monster card fusion.
Yes, but I think because we think that Revival Jam should have had the immortality.
It should have just been this card cannot be destroyed by battle, or if this card is destroyed by battle, special summon it again.
To me,
just only by battle. No, because in the anime, as soon as it was destroyed, it was special summoned.
Yeah.
And that, okay, I can see where you could bring in a lot of broken loops for that. With like card of safe return, keep drawing, so on and forth.
Yeah.
But it would be so much fun to have that effect. And then if you just destroy, I mean, if it's destroyed by battle, it comes back by that.
Yeah.
It's not if it's destroyed by card effect.
No.
So if you did destroy it with something else like Fisher,
it
would be gone.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be brought back. So that's what it should have done instead.
Mm.
That way, your opponent wouldn't be stupid enough to keep attacking it.
Would you love to see your opponent's face if he kept, trying to destroy it and it kept coming back?
Well, it's not like real life mirrors the anime in a way.
No, it should have been though.
Should have been.
Well, you think 1,000 life points is too much?
Yeah, especially for a monster that can't do much.
Yes. Number 4.
This is more to you actually.
This is me. I personally believe this is a very disappointing card. Number 4, Toon World.
A card that really didn't help Toons much. It was a key card around.
I personally think it should have been higher up, but we both agreed that the other 3 are much worse.
Toon World was a card that, okay,
I love the artwork.
People love Toons, alright?
Yes, I love Toons.
And you play Toon World, all you do is pay 1,000 life points, and it sits there, it has no protection.
No.
Your opponent can destroy it with a D-spell.
Yeah.
And it will just die, and your monsters will all be killed.
Yes.
Instead, it should have at least protected your monsters from being destroyed by battle. At least something like that.
Yeah.
Or given itself some self-protection, like once per turn, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. But then in the anime, it could be destroyed by card effects.
Yes.
So it wouldn't really match in the anime. So instead, just protect your monsters from being destroyed by battle, really.
Yeah. Put it in a book.
Yeah, put them in a book.
Yeah. Did a mad trick. Right, do you think...
They didn't really help Toons, because Toons really weren't playable for a long time, until now with the new support.
But even that, they still need more.
Yeah, but this is more than enough to give them, to get them up there.
Do you think,
not tier 1 obviously, but just to be able to at least play now?
Yeah. Do you think the Toon World should have had the effect to turn all monsters to Toons?
No.
You don't.
Not exactly.
It did it with Blue Eyes.
I know, but if it turned all monsters you control to Toons, there would be no point in having Toon individual monsters in a way.
True.
You might as well just play Toon World itself and never actually use Toon monsters, because they would rely on Toon World.
Yeah.
The Toon monster you summon would then just be...
Yeah. Okay, number 3, which is you're doing, which you personally think...
should have been a lot better. This was a really disappointing card. Virus Cannon, or Magic Removal Virus Cannon, that's the name. It could have been a lot better.
Could have been.
I mean, you don't have to
Should have been.
It should have been. doesn't have to be as powerful as it was in the anime, where it destroyed 10 spell cards.
No, maybe not, but
It could just be something like destroy all the spells in your opponent's hand, or just
or
what was the other one?
excavate the top 10 cards
of your opponent's deck and send any spell cards among them to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And the rest can either be added to your opponent's hand, which might be a big downfall for you, because then you risk giving them a lot of cards.
Yeah.
Or return to the deck. Yeah. I'd say it'd be more fun for you to add them back to the deck, because if it goes to your opponent's hand, you'd probably not run Virus Cannon.
Yeah, but the chances are your opponent might get a few spell cards that they want to keep but gets destroyed. I mean, I've had a go when I've had a draw a hand where I've had 5 spells on the draw.
So Virus Cannon should have been a lot better. Right now, it's just crap.
And the thing is, you can't even use tokens.
Yeah, you can't even use tokens. You can't even get rid of force.
I think if you really ever use tokens,
you'd basically kill you. If you wanted to, you could take out 5 spell cards at the most.
Yeah.
But then you'd be killing 5 monsters that you worked hard to summon. Well, it doesn't have to be worked hard. It could be really easily played. You can't tribute tokens, though. You can't tribute tokens.
I know, they should have kept...
And your opponent selects those spell cards that they send to the graveyard.
Yeah.
For those monsters you wasted your time summoning, just to get rid of 5 spells from your opponent's deck, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
It's too much investment for not enough payoff.
Okay, number 2.
Okay, this is
Both
a major disappointment. This is a major disappointment.
The Winged Dragon of Ra.
Yeah, out of all 3 of them, this was the biggest disappointment. I mean, Obelisk at least was usable.
Yes. And
he had protection. He couldn't be targeted. Slifer had its anime effect without protection.
That's the downside.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't have any protection, but it had its anime effect at least.
Yeah.
That was the good thing. It had like the ability to gain 1,000 attack and take off 2,000 attack from any monster summon attack position, and if they're less than that, it destroys it.
Yeah. But Ra?
This was just stupid. It couldn't be special summoned to prevent OTKs, obviously, but still, it couldn't be special summoned.
Yeah.
Which was the biggest thing that it had going for it in the anime.
Mm-hmm.
You remember when you watched in the anime? It was amazing.
Yeah.
Seeing Marek summon it every time.
It was
with Monster Reborn, that same combo.
Yeah.
And they kill off the combo that you do with it. Oh! I mean, even if you're going to get rid of the protection it has, at least you should have let it kept that combo.
Yeah.
At least let it be special summoned and gain attack by reducing your Lipus. And what's wrong with putting your Lipus down to 1? What's wrong with that?
Maybe
it would have been so much fun.
Maybe some people can't count that high.
You just had to put your Lipus down to 1 and then put the rest onto the monster's attack.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have the ability to gain attack from the monster you tributed.
And play Book of Moon.
Yeah, you can just play Book of Moon and
reduce it down to 0 again.
Just reset the attack again.
It could have been a good combo with
It could have been an amazing card. The Winged Dragon could have been an amazing card.
Yeah.
It was reduced to nothing.
Yes. But at least it's getting new support.
Yes, at least it's getting some new support. This was a really crap card.
Yes.
I mean, it was a great card in the anime, but they made it crap.
Unless they decide to put them into 3 different forms.
Yeah, they could. I mean, with the new support, they have
Spear
mode, and if they do it right, they could do Phoenix mode as well. And
yes.
That could be the ultimate version that you really want to get out.
Yeah.
You summon the Winged Dragon, and then you play Phoenix mode.
Mm-hmm.
That would be impressive if they could get a really powerful combat with that. Then it would go back to its former glory.
Yeah.
It would finally be there, and I would forgive them for making the crap that they made. Okay, now let's get to our
number 1. And we both
card.
agree with this one. Because we find it absolutely pointless.
Card of Sanctity.
Yes.
Banish all cards you control. And what do you get in exchange?
2 cards.
2 cards.
2 cards.
2 cards. You have to banish minimum 1 from each, so you have to banish like perhaps
1 from your hand and 1 from the field.
I'm guessing you're gonna have to banish 1 from your field as well. That's what it means.
Yes.
So you basically get rid of your field. I mean, it might work in a macro deck potentially.
That is such a pointless.
It is so
Look at the
useless.
picture. They're celebrating over coins, and they're getting 2 cards in exchange.
It's really not worth it. It doesn't even match the picture. Instead, it should have had the anime effect. But a lot of people complained that would have been bad design and led to a lot of
OTKs.
OTKs. Whoever draws it first would basically be the winner because they've drawn 6 cards. They'll be like, oh yeah.
Well, maybe they should have.
But if Yu-Gi-Oh had the old template in a way, if all the cards like kind of were slow and the game was a lot slower,
yeah,
drawing 6 cards wouldn't have been a big deal so much if it was in that state.
Maybe they should have had something that says if your opponent has more cards than you on the field, or something like the Judgment Scales we have at the moment.
Oh, the card that's coming out.
Yeah. Maybe if we get that
Scales of Judgment. That's
yeah. If your opponent has more cards than you, both players draw until they have 6 cards. Or
but even then, this card only would have been a lot more powerful then. If it was the anime one, it would have been a lot more powerful than Scales of Judgment.
Yeah. Or maybe like each player draws till they have 6 cards in their hand. Your opponent takes no more
Yeah, your pen
damage
takes no
system.
damage.
Yeah, no
That could have
damage
been
system. That could have been much handier.
But then this would be a lot helpful in Exodia decks as well.
Yeah, but both players can only use it once
Once per duel.
Once per duel, yeah.
So it'd be only limited to once.
Yes.
And it really is those like odds. It was used epically in the anime.
It was.
And it could have been epic in real life.
One of Yugi's best
If they had
cards.
modelled the game more around the way the anime worked, without making really overpowered cards. Some people complain that you need overpowered cards in a way to get people excited.
Yeah. The thing is I wouldn't mind if they said banish every card, then draw 6.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
That would have been handier, but not 2.
Because you get your 6 cards that way.
Just stick a pot of greed.
Yeah, but that's bad.
I know, but that's better than that.
Traditional.
That's so much better than that. Right, they were our top 10 cards. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you find any other cards that you wish
that you think should have been remade, that you think should be remade by Konami,
yeah, and
leave a comment and let us know what you think.
Yeah, join us next time for our next video.
No,
which will be soon.